Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the shed for this solo drilling session. Made a little bit of a critical error. I forgot to turn the heaters on before, so it's not super warm in here, but I'm actually quite thankful of this because I'm fairly certain this session is going to suck. We are going to do something called, alright, it's kind of a little bit of a variation. I've changed that up just a little bit, but a filthy passing challenge. So what we're going to do is 50 reps of 10 different drills. Okay, now I don't often do these in these live sessions, simply because it's not necessarily as easy to follow along. Because we're all going to go at different paces. Some of us are going to go faster, some of us are going to go slower. But I thought, let's mix it up a little bit. Let's do something a little bit different because we've been doing a lot of minute, 2 minute round type things. So this is going to be a little bit different. You guys are going to go at your own pace. I want you to try and hammer this out as fast as you possibly can. Alright, so I'll quickly run through the drills once we've done our warm-up, so you can go at your own pace. I'll also make sure they're posted below this video so you can have them up ready to check out what's going next. But if you want to try and keep up with me, then that's cool. If you want to go faster than me, that's cool. If you just want to try and get through it and not die, also very, very cool. But before we get into any of that, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to run through just the mobility drill, the mobility 10 and 10, just to get ourselves a little bit warm. Particularly important in a freezing cold shed. It's not freezing cold, but it's cold. Anyway, alright, so first one, as we always do, let me get my timer up and running. We're going to start rolling our hips side to side. So take it nice and easy. The drills that we're going to do today, they don't really require you to have a dummy at all. You can use them if you want to make your life a little bit easier. Or if you're not even necessarily easier, just like to give you some sort of visual reference, it can be quite useful. You can see that I have a slightly different dummy. Someone donated me one, so I thought I'd give it a try and see how it compares to Kieran. I've used these kind of in the past, so there'll be a little bit of variety, a little bit interesting. Remember, with our rolling our hips side to side, we're not trying to go super fast. We're just taking our time. Okay, remember you can change the foot positioning a little bit as well. Nice, but just take it easy. Try and really get all the kinks out. Nice, if you want, you can start opening one leg at a time. Go as wide as you can. That is also cool. Okay, 10 seconds left. Nice. And we're going to go on to our S-stretch. So, S-stretch here, lean forwards, switch those legs. Again, if you've been following these sessions for any length of time, you will have done this a bunch. Remember, keep your chest up. So if you're going to drop your chin, make sure it's the last thing that you drop. Okay, so rather than head down first, we want to make sure that our chin is nice and long, going straight forwards. And just go side to side, working it through. If you want, you can start to lean on the first one, and then add the hip lift. So we're getting a little bit of variety, working into our hips a little bit more. That's absolutely cool too. But just take your time, keep working through the movements. Woo. I actually have the heater on at the same time, which is going to be fun. Nice. Need to give the mats a bit of a clean. Good. Okay, next one. We're just going to go into our low squat. So remember, you can just hang out here if you want. Take your time, take it easy. Or you can start to add in some movements a little bit as well. You can just kind of move around on the spot. You can do some different leg positions. So, we can go for like a wider leg position here, try and get nice and low, really pull those hips down. We can go for an ultra narrow position here, squatting into here. Okay, we can also do things like, we can start raising one arm up to the ceiling. So we're getting a little bit of rotation. Yeah, but it's just your workout. Just be in this position. This is really, really good for your hips. Really helps open up the lower back. All right, just hang out here. Go about another 10 seconds. Remember, this is the warm up. We're not trying to get like crazy tired in this, so it shouldn't be super tiring. Okay. Again, just nice and low. And we're gonna go on to our hip twist. So we're rotating lower half of our torso, one side to the other. Keep it switching sides. Try and stay in that nice tight bear crawl. If you want, you just hold out just for a second at the end of the movement. rotating a little bit. So we're working the upper, like rotating the lower half of the body, keeping the top half as square as we can. Also, we're warming up our chest a little bit. If you need to take it further out, you can. Okay, but really we want to work into this tight position here. Okay, so I'm really trying to keep my elbows and knees close, keep my chest as low as I can. 10 more seconds. Nice. Good, next one. So a lunge here, so nice deep lunge. Then we can pull back, working through these two positions. So right now my hands are coming off the ground, but if you want, you can leave them by your front of your leg and just keep moving through, stretching out as best as we can. So I want to feel the stretch, the front of the hip here, and then in towards the hamstring when we're back in this position. Switch it over to the other side if you haven't done already. I completely forgot to. Enjoying the stretch. Nice, 10 seconds. Good. Nice. Okay, windmills. So lunge in front, arch up towards the ceiling, switch it out to the other side. Again, don't go super fast. You can do both arms if you want. So we can do a rotation on either one. Okay. Or you can just keep working that one side and then switch the other side. We can also add a rotation under the arm as well. So another little bit of variation. Bring this one straight through. Try and reach under your arm. Switch out the other side. So I'm trying to rotate underneath, reach through as far as I can. Nice. And then you're gonna go into flat arm circles, warming up those shoulders. So remember, two ways we can do it. We can either do it laying on the ground, hands coming up, circling around. Remember, we're not trying to arch our back. This is about the hands, or arms, sorry, going as high as we can, all the way around. So we can do it this way, or we can do it from our all fours, working through one side, trying to rotate again, working that arm up as high as we can. I'll just do a couple. So same idea, rotating it all the way through, arm up as high as we can, and then come back out again. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the laying variation. So I can do both arms together. These are also called swimmers. They're really excellent, like kind of rehab, prehab exercise. Next one we go into scorpions. So here, leaning it back. Again, not trying to go too fast. We're just using, trying to stretch out our chest, stretch out our arm. Nice, keep leaning into it. You can, when you're in this position, you use the leg to come up high and then you can just push off the ground to get that extra. So I'm here and then I'm pushing through this hand just to get that little bit more rotation. Nice. I'm moving on to some back roll variations. A few options for you. You can just throw your, I always like to start just going over one shoulder to loosen off. Okay, and then you can start going straight back. where I want to keep my knees tight to my chest so I'm not extending away from me. I'm always trying to use my core to pull. If you want, this is also quite a nice movement, this rocking movement. You can rock around in a circle. I'll warm up your spine a little bit. You can add in like extensions too, but make sure at this point I'm not really extending the leg, so everything's staying tight, and then I'm extending, pulling it back in tight. Same here, legs are wide. If we do the wide leg variation, so my knees are always coming back to my sides, and then I'm trying to keep them there as I go through the movement. Okay. Again, it's entirely up to you, so don't go too crazy. And then the last one, some Berimbolo variations. Up to the shoulders. This is our half variation to start with. Okay, you can do one side a couple of times, you can do the other side. Or, if you want to be super fancy, put you all the way over the top. The other side. You can add in some different leg variations. Okay. Nice. Good. We've got 15 seconds. Keep it working. And time. Nice. Cool. So that was just to loosen you off a little bit. So the workout today, I'm going to use a timer, but solely as to time, so you guys won't need to necessarily see it. The workout today is 50 reps of everything. Okay, you can, if you're not feeling super athletic, or you realize it's going to be really, really challenging, you can scale that back to like 40 or 30, or if you want, you can do 2 sets of 25. I'm going to go 50 all the way through. Okay, and these are the drills that we're going to be using. So the first one is just basic step ups. So we're going to do 50 in total. You can go left side, right side, left side. Keep it working through. Second one is jump ups. So jumping around, we use this for our guard break. Again, 50 of those. Hip knee Torreandos. So we're going to be in our position. We're going to drop down, come back up. 50 of those. Then the gi, this is one of the ones that you might need a dummy for. But we're going to utilize our gi pants here. Slam them to the ground, drop back. Come up, slam to the ground and drop back 50 times. Be careful on your shoulder on that one. Then we have jump overs. Okay, jumping over one side, jumping over the other side. Okay, so 50 of those guys. Knee slide switches. So you're going to be here, jumping it back, one side to the other. Okay, again, we do those a lot, 50 total. High Torreandos, a little bit of a different one for some of you guys. I know we did this, I think, a couple of weeks ago, but we're going to be in this position. Okay, all I'm going to do is cut around. So I'm staying high, working through the position. Then we go into top spins. Okay, so I'm stepping around over the top. And we're going to do 2 ones to finish. So we're going to do a step up, straight away into a break fall and technical stand up. Okay, so we're replicating, we're trying to break open the guard. I get swept, and I have to get back up on top. And then the final one is sprawls. My heart rate's already going, and I've not even started the workout. That's, does not bode well, does it? But yeah, so let's get ready to go. We're gonna hammer through this as fast as we can. That's your goal. 50 reps of everything. As quick as you can. Take breaks as you need, but hammer it home. Here we go. We're gonna go in. Where should I put my timer? I'm gonna put my timer over here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's get it going. 1, 2. Probably not gonna be too much talking because I'll lose count. 5, 6, 7. Remember posture. 9. This is probably gonna burn your legs a little bit. That's 20. Let's go the other way. 30. Remember, hands off the legs, good posture the whole time. We're up to 40, my legs are starting to burn. It's good. 50, okay. Jump around. Oh, the burn is digging deep. That's 10. 16. Let's keep going. Get it done. Whoop. Oh, 10 more of these bad boys. I'm done. Oh yeah. Hip knee Torreandos. Oh yeah. Ready. That was 5. My legs hurt. My legs hurt a lot. That's good. It's kind of the reverse of what we just did. Remember, always good posture. Particularly important when you start to get tired, okay? When you get tired, posture goes, everything gets worse. Get out of the way, dummy. 26. Bunny legs. Oh, we're at 40. If you're gonna rest on these ones, try to rest in your squat. Don't give yourself too much of a break. Oh, that hurt. Okay. Oh, that doesn't bode well. Screen's already going off. So, now I'm on my gi or belt Torreandos. I'll show you both variations. But basically, it's the same movement. Always back. Imagine if I've got a belt, or just a belt, it's the same thing. And drop. It's 6. Let's spin this around so you guys can get a different angle, and I get a break. I think. Maybe more, I don't know. I'm kind of losing count with this one for some reason. I got distracted. 3. Try and keep your elbows in when you do this. There we go. There's 50. Okay, we're on to speed-based one, jump overs. Oh my goodness. Really, that's exciting. Look what happened. 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, 20. Remember, you got to push yourselves, guys. Try to work as hard as you can. Really get it done. Six more to go, I don't know why I stopped. There you go, it's 50. Oh. Side to side switch for the knee slides. Yes, Another one for the legs. It's like guard passing is all about legs. Who knew? Here we go. Whew. I got my legs confused. Remember, keep your weight over your hands. That was 10. Maybe that'll work. Ah, 25. 25. So 25 to go. Good. High Torreandos. I've only got 200 reps to go. This is going well. High Torreandos, okay. If you have knees, you can bend the knees up. If you don't have knees, don't worry about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. You can see the similarity between the two when you look at the footwork. Let's go knees again. Get those knees up, big fella. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, this one really gets the legs. 19, 20, 21, 25. Halfway there. Get those legs bent. Come on, being a terrible training partner. 37. 10 to go. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I'm on top spins, and we are some way into this workout. Oh, come on. 15 minutes in. 50 top spins. Really important connection movement, okay? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 16. 20. Try and make them explosive if you can. Really power into it and then don't rest like I am on the ground. Oh, that's 50 now. 16 minutes. Next one. Step up, break pull, technical stand up. Oh, I've got to step up. Try and get up fast, get up explosively. I'm doing 5 each side, make it easier to count. Oh, I've got to do my step up first. Don't cheat the step up or the stand up. So full stand up and then drop back down. I think I'm at 25. Let's stay. This isn't a fun one. Up tall and 35. Yeah. Particularly if you're doing this explosively, which is what we want. That's 40. Oh, it's like 2 squats in there. It's horrible. Good technical stand up every time. Up to that leg. Okay. See where we're at. Come on, face. Here we go, 20 minutes. I got just the sprawls left to go. Fun times. 50 of those guys. Okay, that's 30. Done. Oh, let me see. 22, 31, 32. So like that. If you're still going, press pause. Come back to the rest of this video in a moment when you're done. Whew. Let me get some water. Okay, so that was quite savage. My legs, they're not happy, but that's a good thing. Okay, they shouldn't be happy after that, nor should your cardio, should anything. It's a tough workout. Doesn't matter how quickly you blitz it, it's always tough. What I'd recommend, if you get under 15 minutes of doing that workout, up the quantity to 75, okay, or 70. You get under 15 minutes again, take up to 100, all right? So you're always pushing yourselves. You want it to take 20 to 25 to 30-ish minutes, somewhere between 20 and 30, I would say. All right, that'll give you a great workout, all right? So obviously if it takes you an hour, scale it back down and blitz it hard. There's a really nice combination of like both muscular endurance, particularly at the start with all the step ups, and then working into like a higher heart rate, okay? So as we get more physically fatigued, our heart rate has to work harder and we have to keep going with those more speed-based moves, okay? So it's often what happens in a match, you know, you find yourself getting more fatigued, you know, like as the match goes on, you no longer can rely on strength, but we have that speed to fall back on. We can keep good fast pace. And you know, if it's like dying seconds of the fight, you want that sprawl at the end to be as quick as possible. Okay, so those last few, you really want to blitz hard. Really challenge yourself and push yourself as much as you can so that like you get used to that, you get with that uncomfortable thing. There's a few ideas that I can give you just to help mentally work you through this. So the first one that I always think about is like, I use a lot of visualization when I'm doing this solo running stuff because there's no one pushing me. So you have to push yourself, all right? So the first thing is visualizing. Maybe it's the final of the worlds. I've got to make this top spin happen to get the points, to avoid whatever, okay? That's one way to do it. Another one that I use quite a lot is, like I just think to myself, man, if someone had a gun to my head, could I push harder? The answer is yes, I probably could, so I go harder, okay? I challenge myself, mentally, I'm like, you know, literally just being there like, what are you doing? Go faster, you can go faster, you can go harder. So I'm like my own coach inside my brain, trying to push myself to go as much as I possibly can. So I use that quite a lot. The other thing I do is I use like chunking. So I chunk down the reps. So in the sprawls, for example, I was doing like reps of 10, but I wasn't stopping in that rep of 10. I was like getting it done. And then when I'd finished, I was making sure that I was resting in my wrestling stance. Okay, so I'm not like just like laying on the floor. I'm always actively engaged, like I'm there in the moment. And then when I hit that, you know, that first sprawl, that's my 10 again. I go ba 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 ba. So it's a couple of seconds and then straight back in. I do that quite a lot across the different things, so that it allows me to push in those small chunks and get it done. Okay. So there's a couple of ideas for you. Use that visualization. Use that chunking. It'll help you out no end. Okay. If you're in the UK, when as I'm recording this, as I'm releasing this, we have like, I think you're going to be starting to get back in training from kind of mid-April-ish, something like that. Get your fitness back up, okay? You're going to have two battles when you come back to the mats. Number one, you're going to have to deal with your fitness, right? If your cardio is not there, you've not been doing anything, you need to get that back in shape, okay? And now's the time. It would have been great to start a month ago, 2 months ago, but now's the time to start working it, okay? So that you're in as good a shape as you can be when you come back to the mats. The other one is getting your technique and your timing back. And that's going to take a little bit of practice, but you'll be amazed how quick it is. All right, but you don't want to have to deal with both of those battles at the same time. You can't necessarily train right now, no problem, work your conditioning, okay? Get strong, get fast, do drills like this that work the same movement patterns that will help you when you come to jiu-jitsu. All right, so awesome session, guys. Remember, please, drop me a comment. Tell me if you enjoyed it. Give me a time, because we've just done a time-based one. And we've got more workouts like this. Check out Super Solo Training Program. We'll give you tons of things like this. I've put up a bunch over the last few days, or last few months, I guess, but tons more ideas for workouts, tons more drills, loads and loads of stuff that you can do by yourself that are different to the ones that I do online. Here I'm talking one like kind of at you, and we're trying to do this together. It's very different if you've got your own training. There's a lot more variety that you can do in the drills. There's a lot more different ways that we can work out. All right, so anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Have a lovely, lovely day, and I'll catch you guys soon. Aus!